Hey guys, I have something that I think is super cool that I hope that you'll like also. I am just about finished with what I think is a pretty neat project. This is a vintage record player that I bought for myself as a Christmas present last year off of eBay, broken, knowing it didn't work but not knowing what was wrong with it. Why would I do that? Obviously, because this is a really cool, interesting record player. What do we have here? This is a 1983 Sharp model RP-177 and RP-117. And what's unique and cool about this is that it's kind of a hybridization between record player and CD player technology. 1983 is when CDs first started coming out, give or take a little bit. And this still plays records with a needle, but it has a laser that will try to scan the record to identify the gaps, the empty spaces in the vinyl between the tracks, and it will index that so you could play an individual song. It's able to play the A side or the B side, and it can do it all at a push of a button. Why is that cool? This is cool because if you try to imagine being back in the early 80s, you'd have an 8-track player, you'd have your record player. If you wanted to listen to a song, you'd have to get up, fast forward to the song, or skip, try to put the needle down right in the right place, and then when it was over, you'd have to get up and do it again, right? This is the first time on a consumer level, basically, right, that you could say, I want to listen to my favorite song on repeat all day long. I'm going to listen to song C, or side 3 on side A, and listen to it as loud as I can all day long while I clean the house. And this would let you do that. So what I'd like to do is show you a little bit how it works, show you some of the mechanisms, point out the couple of things I had to fix, then we'll pop a record in and let you see how it moves. Right here is the big fancy thing. There's a side A or side B. You can see that side A is green, side B is orange. That's side B. This is side A. I can tell it to play both sides or repeat. Here's play both, whoops, wrong button. Play both sides or play it on repeat. And that will repeat the whole record, one side, or you can, after it's indexed, you can program it to play individual tracks and it will repeat and play just those. There's a play cut button, which is really play or stop. There's a speed change, and then power. So how's all this work? It does it because it has 2 tone arms. Normally a record player is going to have 1 tone arm and it kind of swings back and forth, right? This one's a little bit different. Here's 1 tone arm, and this is going to sit on the top of the record. Here's the 2nd tone arm, and it sits on the bottom of the record, and instead of coming up, going down, it'll come up to the record. Look at my phone in here. You can see that there's a needle on the tone arm, but there's also a laser. There's a laser beam in there. A laser beam. Each tone arm has a laser that allows it to scan the record. Now, instead of sweeping, the tone arms stay in parallel and they move back and forth in unison on a little pulley drive system here. And then there's a electromechanical indexer here that detects how far the tone arm is from the outside edge of the record. When I fixed it, I had to 3D print a nylon gear. There were some wires that had to be fixed and a couple of these switches for the loading tray that were broken. And then I had to replace all the belts. Here's the platter drive belt. Up underneath here, there's a motor and a belt for the tone arm pulley system. It was a little bit of a pain in the butt. And I was really glad it didn't have super difficult electrical repairs. Okay, let's pop in a record. Okay, I'll hold the phone in my tripod here for a second. The record I want to use, I haven't actually played a record through here, but I'm pretty sure it's working, right? At least most of the time. This is David Bowie's Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars, one of my favorite records of all time. I'll sort of put it in here. Now, you'll want to remember that I'm recording this now because it's all partially disassembled, right? I'm at my kitchen table, there are pieces of the record player back there, and electrical repair tools and spring hooks and stuff. But try to imagine, so this is a tray loading system that comes in and out. We're going to load it in a second, but there'd be a metal housing that goes across here, which means that you could put it in the middle of like a compact stereo component system. You could put your 8-track on top of it. Normally when you have a record player, you have to kind of load it from the top, right? So the fact that this is a drawer loading system is actually super cool. Let's go ahead and load it. So you can see it's feeding in. Then when it loads, this record weight will lock in place. Boop. So we're on side A in green. When I hit play, we can watch the tone arm here, and it will kind of go out, a drop in, and then slowly the laser is going to try to find the groove and make it play. Here we go. Play. It drops down. That moves in parallel, and then Ziggy Stardust. And this record starts kind of slow with a kind of a heartbeat, hi-hat, tap, pop, 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 pop. But this isn't what I want to listen to. I want to listen to my favorite song on side B. So I'm going to hit AB, and as I do that, we're going to see the record player, which is going clockwise, stop and reverse. Here we go. The tone arm lifts, the record stops, and it starts playing the other way. But that's not really what I want to do. I'm going to hit stop. Let's tell it to scan to track 6. So we're side B, track 6. Track 6 is the last song on the record. One of my favorite songs of all time. So when I press track 6, you can see here the number 6 lines up. This is for side B. This right here, over here, would show side A. So side B, track 6 is cued. Let's hit play. And when I hit play, you can see the tone arm moving. Now the upper tone arm and the lower tone arm are both moving together in unison. And they are scanning the record from the outside edge to the label. When it gets to the label, it says, oh, we found where track 6 is. It moves the tone arm out. And remember, this is 1980s tech, so it's kind of slow. We'll listen to, that was the click of the lower tone arm lifting up, and then a few moments and it'll cue up the song. Ah! Look at that. That right there is the sound of a happy Steven. That's the sound of a proud accomplishment.
Takes a cigarette, puts it in your mouth. You pull on
Thanks guys for checking that out. I know this is kind of a long video, but yes, you may never see anything like this again. Thanks for looking.
You're a rock and roll suicide.